I have never really gotten into the Devil May Cry series, not because I don't like the series or that I think they're bad games, but just because I'd simply never got around to playing any of them. So when I heard there was a reboot coming, I was looking forward to it, as it would be a great entry point for me to the world and lore of the Devil May Cry universe. Not only that, but I found out that Ninja Theory, the guys behind the criminally overlooked Enslaved Odyssey to the West game, were the team that would reboot it, which made me even more pumped. So after playing and beating the game, I guess the question is, does the DmC Devil May Cry live up to the original 4 games, or does it crash and burn like so many other reboots? Let's find out.
Shit, back in limbo. Bad day for a hangover. Get your filthy fucking claw off my trailer.
The story in DmC Devil May Cry follows Dante. Dante is a Nephilim, which is, in case you didn't know, is what's created when an angel and a demon love each other very much, and well, you know the rest. Dante is a demon hunter and certified slacker. You see, in the DmC world, corporations are literally the devil. Everything from soft drink companies to the newsroom is a certified archfiend. But the only way you can see them for who they are is if you enter Limbo. Limbo is a parallel universe where all demons reside. Because of this, Dante is approached by the Order, an underground rebel movement fronted by Virgil, Dante's estranged twin brother. Virgil explains to Dante that the demon behind the enslaving of mankind is none other than the demon lord Mundus. Not only that, but Mundus was the hornhead behind the death of Eve, Dante and Virgil's mother. After hearing this, Dante and Virgil set out to find and obliterate Mundus from existence and save the world while they're at it. If I'm going to be honest, I really like the story in DmC Devil May Cry. The characters just grab you in a weird way. For instance, Dante is a misogynistic, catchphrase spewing douchebag when he needs to be, but he can also be emotional and caring at the same time. Dante is no doubt the best character in this game, but the Demon Lord Mundus is at close second. I don't think I've ever seen a villain as unrelentingly evil as Mundus. He's just bad through and through, and that's why I found him enjoyable to watch. In fact, all the characters in DmC Devil May Cry are interesting and unique in their own right, which is a testament to the great writing. Once you reach the conclusion, you'll be left definitely wanting more.
Our world and Limbo are very closely superpositioned. They collide in places causing what we call rifts. It's here, in the rifts, that we can create gateways to and from Limbo.
Doesn't smell too good. What's in the can?
A compound I created based on an old Wiccan recipe. Sea salt, shark oil, iron shavings, desiccated squirrel semen, wolf hair.
Good stuff.
The graphics in DmC Devil May Cry are fantastic. The colours in the environment design are used to great effect as a way of distinguishing the real world to the Limbo world. The real world is full of grey, boring textures, whereas the Limbo world is full of colours and brighter environments in general. All the character models look great and are animated well. Oh, and as far as my opinion on the look of the new Dante, I actually think he looks awesome, and I really couldn't care less that they actually changed his character model. As far as I'm concerned, they both look awesome, and that's fine by me. The demon designs are spectacular with some really imaginative looking foes. The one problem I had with the graphical aspects of DmC Devil May Cry is that it's made with the Unreal Engine 3, so it has all the problems you would expect, such as texture popping and some frame drops here and there. It's not that bad, but worth noting anyway. Overall, I would say that the graphics in DmC Devil May Cry are fantastic and imaginative at the same time. The audio selection in DmC Devil May Cry is surprisingly awesome. The voice acting is full of stellar performances and there isn't one actor that underperforms in the entire cast. Tim Phillips, who voices Dante, is the standout here as he really exemplifies what Dante should sound like. The sound effects are superb too, from the slicing sounds of blades to the huge thumping sounds of a giant hammer. Everything just sounds epic. But without a doubt, the best aspect of the sound selection is the soundtrack. The soundtrack of DmC Devil May Cry was created by the Dutch electronic band named Noisia, and man, it just fits so well. I'm telling you now, you have not experienced awesome until you have sliced and diced some demons to Noisia. It's just that good.
Game over. Son of who?
Just like your mother.
Or mother. I don't know my mother, but if you're calling me a son of a bitch, you wouldn't be the first.
The gameplay in DmC Devil May Cry is a mix of hack and slash beat 'em up action and a small amount of platforming. First, let's cover the hack and slashing. As Dante, you have a varied weapon set available. You can wield a default weapon, an angelic weapon, a demon weapon, and some firearms for good measure. As you proceed through the game, you'll get more weapons, but for the majority of the game, you'll be slicing demons with Rebellion, Dante's iconic default sword, Osiris, Dante's speedy angelic scythe-type weapon, the Arbiter, Dante's hellish demon crusher, and of course, Ebony and Ivory, Dante's signature handguns. The combat here is easy to learn and fun to master. In DmC Devil May Cry, you can literally pull off a combo using every weapon available, which is just plain craziness when you can pull it off. I loved every second of my time with this game. It's just so much fun to beat the crap out of some demons. Not only that, but enemies are varied and interesting in their design, as some enemies can only be harmed using a certain weapon. For instance, white enemies can only be harmed using angelic weapons, and red enemies can only be harmed with demonic weapons. It's a great mechanic, and it forces you to vary your weapons and combos. Another thing I found awesome was the boss battles. They're all really unique and fun to fight. That's not to say they're hard to beat, because they most certainly are not, but I thought the fights were well thought out, and the bosses were a lot of fun to brawl with.
This is not Borges, just doing God's work.
Hey, Bob. Put a spin on this.
Not only that, but as you slice heads, you earn experience to upgrade Dante and money to buy certain potions for certain things. All the upgrades are useful and fun and provide an incentive to be more creative with your murdering, although the currency in the game is not common enough, and you won't find yourself buying the more expensive items from the shop. As I said previously, DmC Devil May Cry has a small amount of platforming gameplay too. It basically just involves you swinging around using your grapple weapons to reach higher places and to pull out of reach areas towards you. This is all fun and everything, but it's not at all challenging or in any way innovative. The best way I can describe the platforming here is that it's basically the same effect you get as going on a tour bus. Sure, it all looks nice, but the experience itself is very shallow. In my opinion, the greatest aspect of the gameplay in DmC Devil May Cry is the level design, especially that of the Limbo world. When in this world, the environment shifts in weird and wonderful ways. Sometimes the floor will fall from beneath you, or buildings will break up and form pathways. It's just a really great sight to behold, and entering a new level was like a new experience all its own. My favourite level was set in a demon prison where the whole environment is upside down because the prison itself is the reflection of a real prison up top that is shone on a lake. God knows, it must have taken a lot of painstaking detail to create these exciting levels, and Ninja Theory should be praised for it. Overall, the gameplay in DmC Devil May Cry is seriously addicting and just a joy to behold. Yes, it's easy to get an S rank, but there are about 5 difficulty levels to satisfy your need for sadism. So if you find it easy, just turn up the difficulty, because trust me, it gets a lot more challenging. DmC Devil May Cry is the best video game reboot I have seen in years. Ninja Theory has truly placed their own stamp on the franchise, yet all the beloved elements of the previous iterations still remain intact. It's a fun hack and slash title that provides great level design and an interesting story with characters you will care about. Not only that, the game is 8 to 10 hours long and provides many difficulties and upgrades to keep you coming back. The downsides to this title are few but notable, including the technical issues and lackluster platforming. But with all that said, I'm going to give DmC Devil May Cry a 9 out of 10. It's the fresh start that Devil May Cry needed, and fans of the original games and even newcomers need to check this spectacular game out. DmC Devil May Cry proves that sometimes change isn't always bad. Sometimes change is fucking awesome.
Not in a million years.
Hey guys, if you liked the review, then subscribe to the channel and check out the TeamGamersNetwork.com, as we have a ton of gaming goodness waiting for you. Also, if you're interested, I have a Twitter and I post a lot of gaming updates, so be sure to follow me if you love gaming as much as I do. Bye guys.